Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today I want to thank not only all of you, but also specifically Mike Jansen. Mike Jansen was one of the first 100 people who sent me a message when I started this YouTube channel in May of 2018. I was under 100 subscribers. In fact, I can remember telling my father, who is the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, can you believe it? I've got 100 subscribers. And Mike Jansen sent me a message, and I don't remember specifically what it said, but the gist of it was, hey man, I like your channel. He says, you're going to have a lot more subscribers than 100. Mike Jansen later offered to create an intro and then eventually created an outro for this channel. So what you see at the beginning and the end of this channel, to this day, Mike Jansen is the one that did that. And so I want to say thank you to Mike. I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Last night, we crossed 100,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'm very appreciative. I never in a million years thought that when I started this channel, I never in a million years thought that it would go to that place. But I wanted to thank all of you and thank Mike Jansen. And I'm here. I'm sticking around at least until we go all the way with XRP. So I'm not going anywhere. So thank you, Mike. And by the way, Mike has a video production company. You can go to mgjansen.com, or you can go follow him on Twitter at COLTSSTADIUMPA. He's the actual announcer for the Indianapolis Colts inside the stadium. So, very talented guy. All right, enough of that. Wanted to show you the market. The market looks like it's starting to wake up a little bit. We've got a 61 cent XRP. Now, let me tell you something, folks. I've been watching CNBC this morning, and I've been just watching the news, of course, over the last few weeks. And the traditional financial media and the traditional financial people have finally been activated. All of them. I mean, it's coming from every direction now. And I'm going to show you something in a minute. One thing that's been very quiet, we haven't heard anything about Bitcoin ETFs for a while. Don't be surprised if out of nowhere we see an announcement of a Bitcoin ETF approval. And I'm going to show you why I think this in a second. Because these people all know things before we know things. Okay, so here we go. First, I wanted to show you this because many of you have never seen this. This was back in October of 2017. This guy says, I would love to see this happen for XRP. This was in the Wall Street Journal, October 2017. Price prediction by 2020. Bitcoin 183,000, Ethereum 17,032, Ripple 1,046, Litecoin $982. I too would love to see this happen for XRP. Okay, now I'm going to show you who this guy is. Many of you don't know who Jeremy OLeary is, but I'm going to show you. And I want to illustrate. I've said for a long time on this channel, they're all connected. It's all connected. Everybody who's in the game, they're all on the same team. They're just serving. All the world's a stage, and everybody's a player in that game. Okay, Jeremy OLeary is one of the major players. He is the CEO of Circle. Okay, and I'm going to show you about Circle, but first I wanted to show you what he put on Twitter over the last day, and also he was on CNBC this morning. He says the rise of crypto has brought policy and regulatory issues to the forefront and are going to become massively important very quickly. The departing administration and the incoming democratic forces are both eager to leave their mark. The stakes are very high for society and the economy. The far left want, and I'm not going to go through all of that. I wanted to get down to the best part. Well, I'm going to hit a couple of them. In the next 4 years, it's the time for decisive action on embracing public blockchains and crypto as the future of our economy. The analogies to 1996 are significant. Many in Congress and existing regulators thought one should get an FCC license to have a website. Hawks sought to ban free use encryption tech, crypto as a military tech. Open access to a global network has met with hysterics. Back then, the monopoly media, communications, and tech firms, AT&T, Time Warner, Microsoft, opposed the open internet, seeking to protect and build on their centralized platforms. The advocates of an open internet, open access, and free and fair competition, even with massive uncertainty of scale and use cases, led to the breakthrough legislation, the Telecommunications Act of 1996. Net neutrality was born, open protocols, open source software, and the decentralized internet was allowed to grow and flourish in America and globally. The big monopoly players saw their business models disrupted, and we saw 100 times improvements in so many dimensions of how the world works. And this is the good part, folks. Those of us who joined crypto because we believe that it could do for the economic system what the early internet did for information and communications need to be ready, because the shit is about to get real. Now, CEOs of Circle don't talk like that normally. This tells you this guy's for real. It's time. And he said it in here. He said it back here. It's the time right there. Where's my notepad? I need to write that down. That sounds like title stuff or thumbnail stuff. It is the time. I like that. It is the time. And also, I think I'm the only person on the internet or on YouTube who makes up their titles while I'm talking to you, but that's okay. You need to see how the sauce is made, right? So he says, this part here is what I like, because it's about to get real. I like that. Coming from a CEO of one of the biggest companies in blockchain, that's pretty cool. You can tell how excited he is. Now, this was Jeremy Allaire on CNBC today. Listen up to this. If I can get, oh, come on, not an ad. Wait a minute. Let me get past that.
Biden administration, do you believe that they are going to be positively predisposed to cryptocurrency and making it broader, or going to more tightly regulate it? Just straight up and down.
You know, I think that they will ultimately be supportive, because this is an infrastructure change as big as the initial commercial internet, and they're going to be focused on infrastructure changes that make America more competitive. And this is absolutely going to be a core building block in that.
All right. So there you have it. So now let's look. Who is Circle? Okay. Jeremy Allaire is the CEO of Circle. It's important that you understand who funded Circle from the beginning. The company has received over $135 million in venture capital from 4 rounds of investments from 2013 to 2016, including $50 million led by Goldman Sachs. That's all you need to know, because as my father, the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, told me a long time ago, when he wanted me to sell him on crypto, and he said, listen, son, nothing happens without Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan. So if they're not on board, this ain't happening. Okay. And he's right. Well, I've shown you many, many things, how Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan are tied into this whole game. But Circle, I'm trying to make the point here that Circle is one of the biggest players in the game. And when you're seeing this much excitement out of him, there's a reason. They know it's time. Okay. Or as he said, it is the time, in all caps. All right. So I just decided I'd show you a few more investors in Circle, just so you can see. If you go down to here, these are just a few of their investors. Digital Currency Group, which is also invested in Coinbase and Ripple. Asian Cowboy, I don't know what that is. Shares Post, CMT Digital. And then I just decided to grab just one of them. Okay. I grabbed Blockchain Capital. Decided I'd go show you some other people that Blockchain Capital's invested in. See if you recognize any of these names. Blockchain Capital, they're invested in BitGo. BitGo is also backed by Goldman Sachs, by the way. Let's see if you recognize any other. Coinbase. There's Circle. And as you go down, you'll see Kraken, the first crypto bank. There's Ripple. Hello. All right. And then more on Jeremy Allaire. Remember this picture that I've shown you 1,000 times? Remember I'm drawing a blank on her name, but she was with Ripple. She's the one that started at like the Federal Reserve, then went to Ripple, then went to the IMF, and now is back at the Federal Reserve. And then you'll remember Brad Garlinghouse in this picture. Well, this is the IMF high-level advisory group that meets in Singapore. They met in Singapore back in 2019. As you know, Ripple was Chris Larson was on the board, and I guess he sends Brad Garlinghouse and this other lady. Anyway, who else is on that? Jeremy Allaire, Chief Executive Officer of Circle. Okay? This is remember how many times we've talked about Ripple and the World Economic Forum? This is Jeremy Allaire at the World Economic Forum.
And we're also seeing stable value digital currencies being launched this year by massive national sovereigns such as China, who's introducing a stable value cryptocurrency built on the Chinese yuan and the RMB. And ultimately, that has tremendous implications where these digital currencies will be able to be projected out to any internet-connected device in the world with the same ease that we can share any piece of content to any internet-connected device in the world. And so we're getting to the core, and I think that's real disruption as opposed to at the periphery, the kind of let's make these access a little better, make the retail experience a little bit better, and that's very, very exciting. And so that introduces a lot of very significant challenges. We're all aware of the policy challenges that exist around this. Central banks, national governments, national treasuries, tax collectors, lots of others who are challenged by this very, very fundamental shift. But it is accelerating at a tremendous pace.
Okay, so there is that.
And we're also seeing...
Pause that. Okay, so that's Jeremy Allaire as well. Chinu Patel sent me this. CNBC was alive this morning with interviews, and they actually were kind of rude to this guy because he was basically saying, oh, well, now that the institutional people are here, then this can actually be a real thing.
This isn't a tech company, but it's trading like one Bitcoin. Now living over 19,000. It's actually staying there a little bit. What do you think the upside is, and what do you think the downside is from here right now?
I think the downside in the near term, it's hard to predict. It's similar to when you see Tesla and it has these big moves up and down. I think if you want to speculate on Bitcoin, it's not a good bet. I do advise, though, that what they're fundamentally doing, really trying to transform currency globally, I think that there is a place for that. I think tech does have a place when it comes to monetary mechanisms, and I think that over time you're going to see Bitcoin continue to move higher. What's notable about this more near-term move is we're starting to see institutional investors. It's not your Uber driver that is telling you that you need to own Bitcoin. These are professional managers, and I think that is a sign that the platform is starting to move in a more credibility direction.
So all of us peasants out here, we've been calling this for years now, but now that the institutional people say it's okay, now it's a smart investment. Isn't that how the world works? Whatever. Okay, so Kevin O'Leary, I tweeted this morning. Kevin O'Leary has been activated. Bitcoin, this is the guy that's on Shark Tank. Bitcoin ETF inbound, he knows. I was reading this. He says he's gonna put 5%. This guy has been talking down about crypto for years now, but now he's gonna put. What have I said for over 2 years now? I said when this is all done, not some, but all of the financial institutions will be in, and all of the financial advisors, retail and institutional, will be allocating somewhere between 1% and 5% of their portfolios to crypto. It's not just going to be Bitcoin. That's just what you're hearing right now. But he says he's going to put 5% of his portfolio in an SEC-approved Bitcoin ETF. So it makes you wonder what he is thinking right now about what he's doing. Okay, so let's look. Where did he say it? I think he says... Okay. However, he is concerned about the volatility of Bitcoin and the negative reaction of regulators on it. Every time I record with regulators, I talk to them all the time about it for a variety of reasons. They are a little upset over Bitcoin. They are not much yet, he warned. O'Leary added, when I can sort this out, I can put $1 million in it and know I'm going to go away I'm not going away in any way. And it's consistent, he confirmed. If that happened, then we would wake up tomorrow morning and tell SEC that you can create an ETF with Bitcoin, and we think Bitcoin is legal. You know, payment method and wealth storage. It's not going to be a payment method, by the way. It's not just growing you a lot of people like me investing in. In other words, he's basically saying when the SEC is going to, when they allow someone to create an ETF, then when it's legit, then I'm going to get it. In other words, this guy has heard that they are going to create an ETF. I'm telling you, that's how these people know, they know, they know, they know. And we all just have to sit around and wait for them to, and you know, everything that those people know. It's not, they don't call it insider trading. They're all inside of the rules. But look, whatever you want to call it, these people have information that you and I don't have. And when you start hearing those kind of things, just strap in because it's coming. When I'm reading stuff like that, I'm sitting there going, okay, so Bitcoin ETF, these guys are talking about it like it's coming. All right. Uphold tweeted this out today. Grab a front row seat to an educational webinar featuring Ripple CTO and XRP Ledger co-creator David Schwartz, moderated by Uphold CEO JP Tirrett. You won't want to miss out. Tune in on Wednesday, December 9th, 8 a.m. PT, Pacific time. All right, I will be watching that. XRP Crypto Wolf Bitcoin and XRP Whales Ignite, moving $936 million in cryptocurrency. Are investors preparing for Flare's big airdrop? Yes, you better believe they're preparing for it. The owners of the crypto may be sending it to exchanges that support the Flare airdrop to ensure they receive their share of Spark. I'm convinced now that this Spark thing is a big deal because when Coinbase and all these exchanges are lining up, and remember, Flare's just supposedly just this little startup. Why? Normally they wouldn't pay any attention to some companies. Oh, we want to do an airdrop. Yeah. Nobody would pay attention to them unless they were something behind it. Okay. All right. XRP Crypto. Ripple just partnered with Australian fintech and digital payments company Novati. After joining forces with Ripple, it will initially focus on facilitating real-time cross-border payments between Australia and Southeast Asia through RippleNet. Sounds like a new quarter. RizXRP sent me this. This is from the Cryptic Poet. New Ripple partner Novati is integrated with Google Pay and Samsung Pay. They also recently announced an agreement with Union Pay. Listen up.
Novati Group is a leading digital banking and payments company. Can you tell us about the recently announced partnership with Google Pay and Samsung Pay?
So Novati has been methodically building our business with a range of partnerships over actually a long period of time. As we bring these sorts of deals to bear, essentially we can provide more services to our existing customers and in a financial sense, gain more share of wallet from those business or consumer customers. And most recently we did announce that our card issuing services will interoperate with Google Pay and Samsung Pay. And so all of our clients can, with Google phones, can immediately access those mobile payment services.
And hot on the heels of your partnership with Google Pay and Samsung Pay, you also have an agreement with Union Pay.
So Union Pay is essentially China's main payment scheme. I think they're available in 179 countries and regions. And there are about 8.5 billion Union Pay cards out on issue. So essentially more than one per person on the planet. Absolutely major payment scheme. They've selected us to be a merchant acquiring payment partner in Australia. And essentially wherever we've got clients who are accepting our payment services, then we can add on Union Pay. And in fact, we've already integrated, as I was saying, to our ChinaPayments.com web-based payment service. And we've got many thousands of Chinese consumers in China and in Australia, students, local residents who are paying bills such as electricity, council rates, telephone bills and so forth. So we've already got transactions occurring.
Novati.
Nice. Okay. Ticket Attorney sent me this. The Cryptic Poet is all over. He says, Justin Novati, who launched an Australian dollar-tied stablecoin on Stellar Network in 2018, has announced a new partnership with Ripple. And so here's the Novati Navati launches Australian dollar-tied stablecoin, launches on Stellar Network, and then they partner with Ripple for so you can see Ripple and Stellar are right there. They're all in on the game. Now, Michael at VAL5 Links made me aware of this. Standard Chartered plans to launch digital currency. You think they might be doing that on the XRP ledger? Let me show you why I think they might be. Remember Brad Garlinghouse congratulating Kahina Van Dyke when she left Ripple to go to Standard Chartered, who is a Ripple partner? Says, we're glad you'll only be a node on the network away over at Standard Chartered. So if Standard Chartered is going to create their own digital currency, why not build it on the XRP ledger since you're on a node on the network away anyway? Makes sense to me. Jonathan D sent me this. Good morning, England. I'm about to show you two tweets. If you want to know why this all has made so much sense to me and why we're all here really in the first place, it all goes back to the 2008 financial crisis. The 2008 financial crisis, that was when it finally dawned on me as just a person in the United States. It finally dawned on me that the United States financial system was not going to end well if they didn't do something. That's when it finally dawned. When I saw the bailouts and I saw the crazy amounts of money that were being printed and bailing out people, and then we had the bailing out of banks and friends of the powerful. When I saw that, I knew that we were on it. This was a ticking time bomb. And unless they did something to fix it, something to transition, something to transfer the greatest wealth transfer in the history of the world, unless they did something, it was all going to collapse. And I believe that this is all about a transfer of wealth into a digital economy. And I believe XRP is it's the heart. Brad Garlinghouse called XRP the heartbeat of Ripple. I believe XRP and Stellar are going to be the heartbeat of this new global financial system. That's what I believe. But these two tweets I'm about to show you, these are the absurdity that and the craziness that led us all here. He says, good morning, England. All the money in your bank account is now worth 1.18% less than it was when you went to bed. That's if we measure it in US dollars, which is also dropping like a stone. And then there was this. Crypto Dim sent me this from Gold Telegraph. What is $100 US dollars worth in 1913 over time? So in 1913, that $100 was worth $100. And then they began the printing presses over time. So by 1923, that $100 was worth $57.89. And then by 1973, $22.30. That same $100 in 2019, $3.87. You see what happens when you have a money printing machine and there's no gold backing to a fiat currency is a nightmare, and this is how it always ends. And it does nothing but decreases your purchasing power. It is theft out of your pocket, period. They can call it whatever they want. Now, every once in a while, I'm sent cool things, and I want to show you this cool thing. It was sent to me by XRP James T., who's the official former Navy SEAL of the Digital Asset Investor channel. And by the way, I was talking to a Special Forces guy this weekend, and I was asking him about some of their different techniques they do to just basically incapacitate people. And he told me one that I had never heard before. He said that you can get behind a person, you put your finger underneath their nose and not push up, but push in on underneath their nose. And he said that you can drop a man to their knees by he said there's a nerve right there underneath your nose. I was like, what? I've never heard that before. But anyway, don't try this at home. I'm just telling you what the guy said. But anyway, James T., the official former Navy SEAL, sent me this. You want to see where things are going? Watch this. This is a company called Wing, and they are doing drone deliveries. They're doing drone deliveries of food and medicine and I guess a couple other things. But look at that. Imagine what's about to happen. I mean, we think about how fast overnight it seems like we got Uber and we got the Waiter app and all these things. Well, this is the next thing right here. Imagine watching a drone come and drop your food down I mean, they literally have these things on GPS now. I've actually seen someone, I've got a friend down the street who has a drone, and they said that you can get on your bicycle and you can program, you can basically push a button or something on the drone. And that drone will follow the kid while he rides his bike down the street. It will follow behind him like 10 feet and stay within 10 feet of him on that bicycle. That is absolutely crazy. But you can see the world that we are entering into. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And tell your friends and family that soon they're going to be getting food and medicine via drone and Lord knows what else. Thank you for listening.